Luckily, they all know the language of basketball. And to this point, Miami with a strong run to the end of the season with a win against Clemson at home on Sunday, 79-46. When they shot 52%, they come in with a record of 17-11, 9-8 in conference play. The Blue Devils are 17-12 with the win yesterday against Pitt. Their last regular season game was Sunday at North Carolina. They lost that one, but they are on to round 2 after the victory against the Panthers, who they have now defeated in all 14 meetings between the programs.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to know a blueprint for how to take on an opponent, you're going to watch the schemes of Katie Meyer on the defensive end, because this team will be locked in. They will work extremely hard on this end of the floor defensively, and then if they can get some offense in transition off their rebounding, they'll take it.
Miami put together a 4-game winning streak near the end of the season. They turn it over in this instance, and they get it right back. Williams just inside the free throw line. Got her own miss. Canes beat Florida State, Virginia, Pitt, and Georgia Tech in the latter part of that ACC schedule. And they held Georgia Tech to just 39 points in that winning effort in Atlanta on February 20th. Backdoor. Marshall missed and a foul is called. First on Akinbade James. It's a quick substitution. Jade Williams will come in. So Akinbade James to the bench and Marshall to the free throw line.
Kelsey Marshall already showing us a part of her skill set off the bounce, her ability to go back door. I would expect Miami to be really locked in, and will have the legs that they need to have on the second day. I'm sure Cheyenne Day-Wilson isn't going to get tired.
It's their second victory in as many meetings against the Pitt Panthers at the ACC tournament. These teams have only met once in the tournament. That was back in 2017. And Duke won in the semis and played in the championship game against Notre Dame. Williams in the paint. Got her own miss. Second effort. Not there. Duke still fighting for the loose ball with Balagoon.
Jade Williams, who didn't get a lot of minutes yesterday in their win, getting the start tonight.
Balagoon misses the 3. Marshall tipped it and got it. This is Erjevets, senior from Croatia. Trying to drive and pop. Nice soft bounce.
It's a really good decision, right? Not over penetrate, take what the defense gives, and look at how Miami gets back in transition and loads to the ball. You have to keep Duke in front, especially number 30 right here, the rookie with the ball in her hands. Julia Williams has the matchup on Cheyenne Day-Wilson to start the game.
Lexi Gordon, quick release and 3. So tied in the early minutes of this first quarter. Marshall on the handle down the lane. Trying to get by Lexi Gordon, and she did.
Kelsey Marshall is locked in too. I mean, you know, you've got your senior leader. You want to see her come out and play well. Lead the team. Everybody get a sweat going. You know, there's some nerves here. This Miami team really wants to play themselves off the bubble conversation in the NCAA tournament. I think they're in. Sweep of Georgia Tech, sweep of Florida State, and a net rating right now of 50. I think they're looking good.
9-8 in conference play, 17-11 overall. That one bounces around, and Pendande couldn't handle it. Celeste Taylor beats everybody to the goal. There was that one meeting during the regular season between the teams. That was mid-January, and a loss at home for Miami to Duke, 58-49. They get it inside. Harden, chance at the three-point play.
Miami has been the aggressor here on offense. You see they're not settling for jump shots, right? They're getting to the paint. They're looking to attack. It's a great seal by Harden and a fantastic pass away from the defense.
All right, Debbie, time for the 4 keys to the game with the Canes and the Blue Devils.
Well, for Duke, there can be no live ball turnovers. Miami's got decent team speed, and they can convert very quickly. And for Miami, they got to recognize the matchups, the ones they can take advantage of on the offensive end. This is a high IQ Miami team, so I know they're prepared for those options.
Jay Wilson escapes the Miami pressure. We're inside of 6 minutes to go in our first quarter of play. Taylor lines it up and knocks it down.
Duke struggled to shoot the 3 yesterday, but they're off to a great start here, going 2 for 3 outside the 3-point line.
Blue Devils were just 4 of 14 on 3-pointers in the first round game against Pitt. At the other end, attacking the rim.
There's a couple of transition buckets that Duke has been able to get. They've done a nice job of pushing and being opportunistic.
7 points for Celeste Taylor. She had 11 points in the win against Pitt in round 1. Shot clock is down to 10 for Kelsey Marshall and the Canes. She shoots. Balogun the rebound. Wants to run. Taylor able to save it. Taylor's got the last 7 points for Duke. That's a long rebound to Balogun.
Well, that's an opportunity for that shot to be a pass into your transition game, but Duke makes another play. Duke is doing a fantastic job on the glass early on.
First basket for Balogun.
That's 4 offensive rebounds for Duke.
Balogun is the senior from Lagos, Nigeria. Inside for Miami and Harden.
And that's the recognition I'm talking about. Understanding matchups and knowing who to get the ball to. Destiny Harden is undersized in the post, but she plays the game low to high and does a great job of getting position deep.
Miami started the game 0 for 5 from the floor. Correction, Duke. They are 5 of their last 7. How about 6 of their last 8, thanks to Taylor.
I mean, they only made 4 yesterday. They've already got 3 in the first quarter.
They average about 7 made threes per game. That's 4th best in the ACC, and Duke is getting the ball back.
Duke is opening up the floor, knocking down triples. Trying to pull that sagging man away from the paint. And then in transition, nice job to run ahead of the ball by Taylor.
A great crowd on hand today for a nail biter. They'll need a lift here in the
1990 in color. And what a career it's been on the court and on the sidelines. Tabitha, you got more on Katie Meyer.
Yeah, Tom. Well, Katie's trying to get her team into this game. She told them, listen, our pace is terrible. We have to keep the ball moving. We're not here yet. She said, just wake up and beat Miami. Fight. We're not fighting.
Well, that's what they need to do, trailing by 5 under 4 minutes to go in this quarter. And Debbie, you were just talking about this. Here are the numbers to support your argument.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal. I mean, they got a sweep of Florida State as well in the regular season. I think Miami looks good. They're trending in the right direction. Uh-oh, Jade Williams putting it on the deck from the high post. Now, that's not something we typically see in Duke's playbook.
Canes trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019.
Katie Meyer's countered with a big lineup on the floor right now.
And Bandu has come in, number 35 in white. Also, Jaldi Tabdi, number 33 in white. She's the transfer from Syracuse. Area vets. Jaldi Tabdi over the top. Williams had the position. Here comes De Jesus.
Duke really looking to push. Being aggressive. You know, Miami's points have come off the bounce into the paint. They're 0 for 3 outside the 3-point line. I think that you need to keep looking for those options to pound it to the rim.
Duke is 3 of 5 on 3-point attempts, 3 of 9 from inside the arc. And They're up by 5 as we're about to cross the 3-minute threshold of the first quarter. Volker put on the brakes, and Pendande recovered and knocks it out of bounds.
Volker got her first start yesterday in their win over Pitt. Tries to counter against some size.
She played 34 minutes yesterday. 2 points, missed all 3 of her field goal attempts, but a lot of hustle from number 13 in Duke Blue.
Made a couple of winning plays late for them.
Taylor deep in the shot clock. Tough pass to Williams.
Good job dropping down by Nakia Gray.
Ariavets. DeJesus got back and fouled Ariavets. So Dwyer is over at that Miami bench with Katie Meyer. It looks like Williams and Dwyer got tangled up under the basket. Ariavets is at the free throw line for Miami. Transfer from Wyoming, spent 2 years in that program. Second year with the Canes for Ariavets. So that her effort in that first game. We told you Duke went on the road and won that game at Miami. That was a rescheduled game, and it was a 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday type game, and Katie Meyer admitted her team just wasn't prepared, wasn't ready to play that one. And nothing against the effort from Duke, because they went down there and won on the road, and tough to do in the ACC.
Well, Duke had been coming off of 2 straight losses, so that was a huge win for them on the road. It's a good win on their resume.
So they're still attending to Lachey Dwyer, the freshman, over on the Miami bench, as Duke goes deep into the shot clock once again late in this quarter. Day Wilson, Ariavets on her. Shot clock's at 2. Got it away. Ariavets. Gray was trying to work off an Mbundu screen, and it never materialized. And the foul on Mbundu. So the Blue Devils so far 38% as a team shooting. Miami 44%. And the lead is 4 for Duke. Taylor leads the way with 10 points. The only player in our game so far to get to double digits. She's 4 of 5 from the floor and a couple of threes.
Ariavets doing a good job of closing on the space with high hands on Cheyenne Day Wilson. That's going to be a charge. You got to referee the defense there. You got to move your feet, and that's exactly what Nakia Gray did. Watch Mike move her feet.
First on Taylor. Our officials this evening: Joe Vasili, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, and Mark Resch.
Yeah, this is a veteran crew. Now we've been really stuffing that Kelsey Marshall handoff. Yeah, that's right.
And right now, Miami's leading scorer is on the bench in Harden. For the Blue Devils, second season under Kara Lawson. Last season cut short. This year 17-12, 7-11 in conference play.
They had a big non-conference win against Iowa and Caitlin Clark, the nation's leading scorer and leading assist player.
Day Wilson.
Day Wilson getting to the nail.
Speaking of assists, she also had 5 assists to go with her game-high 22 points yesterday against Pitt, and that's her first bucket. She is in the box score in that regard. Trying to guard Marshall. Around the edge. Step up and under. Couldn't spin it off the glass. Day Wilson just got rid of it, but turned it over. Gray. 1-on-2 against Goodchild, and the foul is called.
Good drive. You got to attack. You know what, we've seen a lot of players counter in that situation, but Mike Gray going in with a left. She's got a big on her, and she knows she can use that bounce and create separation. The Duke bench liked vertical on that play.
76% from the line on the season for Gray. The senior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. After missing all of last year with a knee injury. Back in there this season. And contributing. About 5 points per game. A couple of free throws there. 45 seconds to go, first quarter.
We'd have time for a 2-for-1 here, but Miami extended their pressure to maybe take that option away.
Jay Wilson in a congested area, got the shot away.
I think you can take this down for one shot.
Gray close to a travel. He'll shoot it off the mark.
I don't think that was a good shot.
Goodchild steps into a 3-ball and rips the ropes.
That's a big swing. Got a chance for last possession here.
42 made threes on the season for Goodchild. They never got it away. That will not count. So the Blue Devils, behind Taylor with 10, have the first quarter lead against the Miami Hurricanes. Duke, the number 10 seed. Miami, the number 7 seed. Game 3, day 2 at the ACC Women's Tournament. As we get ready to start the second quarter. The second all-time meeting between the programs. The ACC tournament.
I mean, this is how critical possessions are in the postseason. Right here, a bad shot by Miami when you had a chance to run it down to the last shot. And then a miscommunication in defense, and nobody matches up with the best three-point shooter on the team for Miami, and then they don't get a shot off at the end. Play too late developing. Not well executed in the last 33 seconds of the quarter, but you say, oh, it's still early, but yes, possessions matter, and they matter now. You can take a look at the numbers here. Miami 0 for 4 outside the three-point line, but Duke has made all 4 of their threes. They only made 4 yesterday in the entire game against Pittsburgh.
So the 4 threes for Duke. Taylor is 2 for 2 from beyond the arc as well. Gordon has 1. So does Goodchild. We just showed you that 3 that she made.
So Destiny Harden should get a touch here based on the matchup. She's going to screen across, and she's going to pop out.
Miami struggled in the last 4 minutes and 25 seconds of the first quarter. They were 0 for 4, and then a close-in miss from Williams. Tabitha?
Well, Tom, Katie Meyer in that last huddle was visibly passionate and bothered by her team's defense. She said to them, listen, you guys, you have to play defense like you mean it. Our press is half, and I won't say the word, but she also added, you can't play them halfway. It's too good of a team. You got to get up into them defensively. Tom?
There's Williams on the drive. Harden behind the line. They miss again. Trying to stop Day Wilson. Harden tied her up.
Are you kidding me? That is a tremendous defensive play.
Ball stays with Duke on the arrow.
Destiny Harden is having a good start to the basketball game. This is a tough play right here.
Duke went on a 10-3 run to close out the first quarter. Harden. Entry pass knocked away by Akinbade James, trying to get it inside to Lola Pendande.
Good job by Akinbade James to hollow out and get in front and get a tip so they can set their D. That pass has got to be a lob thrown to the corner of the backboard away from the defense.
Ball goes out of bounds and will stay at this end of the floor for the moment. Joe Vasily and Fatou Sissoko Stevens make the correction.
Yeah, I think Harden slipped. I think it's the right call.
43% shooting in the game for Duke.
Williams picking up full court.
It's right near their season average of 41%, 7th in the conference in shooting. Volker traveling back to Miami. 5th turnover of the game for Duke. So Volker out, Gordon in. She's got one of those three-pointers for the Blue Devils. As Debbie mentioned, they made 4 all game against Pitt. They've already got 4 here in the first half. Entry pass Harden, well defended. Balogun out of bounds off of Miami. Balogun made the call first.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good option for Miami, though, to go inside to Harden. She has had success in there. Balogun just does a nice job helping. Maybe a ball fake so you can read the help, and then the skip over the top.
Elizabeth Balogun, who's been at this tournament in a Louisville uniform and a Georgia Tech uniform, first year in the Duke program. Tay Wilson stepping back, launching. Body James, the deflection, it goes out of bounds. Now Katie Meyer was walking up the sideline pointing the other direction. The officials do not concur.
Well, Duke is beating Miami on the boards right now, and that's another opportunity for an out-of-bounds play based on their hustle on the glass.
Gordon had to kick it back out, well defended by Harden. Shot clock's inside of 10. Gordon. Balogun needs to get rid of it. She won't.
Well, that's the kind of play that can build some momentum for Miami.
Know the clock, E, know the clock.
Neither team has scored in this quarter, right? Wasn't it 22-13 to start the second?
It is still a 9-point advantage. 7.5 minutes and rolling in the second quarter. So glad that you are with us for the ACC Women's Tournament, the 45th edition, and the 22nd time here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Williams straight away.
I mean, Williams has got a lot of responsibility. She and Micaiah Gray taking turns on Cheyenne Day-Wilson when she's on the floor.
Williams had made just 3 3-pointers all season prior to that. She was 3 of 23 from distance coming into the game and averaging just over 7.5 points per game. Body James had the position, but not the follow. Balogun. And a foul against Miami. Pendande picking up the foul.
Duke is all over the offensive glass. That's her 7th offensive rebound. Look at Williams, got time to load it up. You know, you got to make certain number of threes in practice before Katie Meyer will give you the green light. That's a spot on the floor that both she, Katie Meyer, and Williams have confidence in.
70% from the stripe on the season for Elizabeth Balogun. Averaging just over 8 points per game in the regular season. It's exactly the amount of points she had in the win against Pitt yesterday. Come from behind fashion, down by 9 at halftime with the Panthers. Pitt made 4 threes in the first half, did not make one in the second half because of the Duke defense.
Duke icing, screens on the side.
Marshall.
That was a great read by Kelsey Marshall.
Got it inside to Pendande and a foul.
When you ice a ball screen, you're trying to keep the ball on the same side of the floor and not allow them to reverse it. And this is why. You get the dribble handoff right here and then right down the lane line. Perfect by Miami. Draw the help, drop it off, and then Harden gets herself in rebounding position.
Lola Pendande, the junior from Spain. Spent 2 years at Utah, first year in the Miami program. Unable to finish off the old school three-point play as a 65% free throw shooter for Lola Pendande.
Celeste Taylor's having a good start to the game as well. 10 points in the first quarter.
She's got 2 3-pointers to her credit as well on 2 attempts from 3-point real estate. That pass to Day Wilson. She attempted to get it inside. Here comes Williams. Pendande against Jade Williams.
Yeah, you got to be able to score in a one-on-one. That's a quick hitter by Miami. Pendande gets great position on the block.
4 points for Pendande. Right now, Harden is the leading scorer for Miami. Day Wilson elevates and hits.
That's a beautiful looking pull-up jump shot, right? I mean, she's got elevation, she's got separation.
Just kind of hanging there for a moment in midair, checking things out, in rhythm, hits the shot. 6 points now for Day Wilson, the freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Williams stop and start against Williams.
Look at Goodchild sprint the lane wide. Yeah, see Cheyenne Day Wilson draws the foul, but you also had Goodchild. Watch Pendande get excellent position. She doesn't need to counter. She's just going to the go-to move right over that right shoulder with a hand in her face. She hasn't shushed the crowd or blown you a kiss yet, Tom, but I think that's coming.
It's early. 22 points yesterday, a game high, including a crucial 3-pointer at the other end of the court late in the game against Pitt.
I mean, plays with so much confidence. I mean, you can unload an entire playbook on her shoulders. She can handle it.
In the win at Miami earlier this season for Duke, she had 11 points and 7 assists. And she's money from the line. Inside of 5 minutes to go in our second quarter. Marshall with a miss.
I think you might want to try to make the defense rotate a little bit. You know, play inside out, get a couple of sides before you take that quick shot.
Miami
ultimately,
now.
you know what, ultimately though, Tom, Kelsey is, that's who you want to have the ball in her hands like for a 3 late.
Taylor able to save it. Miami's just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Here's Taylor from the 3-point airspace, and she misses.
Well, the Blue Devils have been hot behind the arc. 4 first quarter triples by 4 different players.
Technology is meant to make our lives better, especially when it makes them easier, happier, and healthier. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois is committed to advancing and simplifying the healthcare experience for its members and communities. Enroll at bcbsil.com.
When you use Constant Contact, prepare accordingly. Let's win this with email marketing and more to drive your business forward. Try it free at ConstantContact.com.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable TV when you can get Marquee Sports Network and more with Fubo TV?
All week long. Blue Devils up by 7. Now, Taylor's the leading rebounder for Duke, but she's doing her damage on the offensive end so far.
A couple of times she's been able to get out in front of the basketball in transition and finish easy buckets inside. Cheyenne Day Wilson doing a nice job of finding her. Duke has pushed, and she's made some threes. As a matter of fact, she's made 2 of them.
And for more on the junior transfer from Texas, we go over to Tabitha.
Thanks, Tom and Debbie. Well, there was a stretch in Duke's season where Celeste Taylor missed 7 games to start the ACC season with an injury, and it was a stretch where Duke really struggled. They went 2-5 in ACC play during that time. And Tom, you already mentioned that Taylor is one of their best rebounders. Tonight, she's got 10 points, 3 rebounds, a big reason why Duke has the lead in this one.
Yeah, I like her game. I loved her when she was at Texas, taking them to the Elite 8 last year, and then put herself in the portal and ended up here with Carol Lawson.
This is Jade Williams, and it knocked away by Harden, who recovered defensively.
Yeah, that's a couple of times coming off the timeout that Duke has gone to Jade Wilson.
Pendande traveled.
Jade Williams on an out-of-bounds play.
Gotta get your hyphens straight.
We've already seen her put it on the deck from the high post. know Jade Williams is going to be putting it on the floor in this game. She's usually like a low basket, low post rebounder who scores on putback, drop-offs, and rim runs.
Jade Williams averages 6 points per game and about 4.5 rebounds. 25 in Duke blue. Inside of 4 minutes to go in our first half of play. 7-point lead for Duke. Led by 9 after the first quarter. The shot clock is going to run out again. No, the shot got away. So just at the very end of the clock there by Lexi Gordon. Man, that was close. Harden. Miami keeps it. Talked about Kelsey Marshall at the top of the broadcast, playing in her 134th game in a Miami uniform and trying to get going, get some offensive flow going on the floor here in their first game of the tournament.
Well, she made her first shot and she did get to the free throw line. So at the very beginning of the game, she had an impact offensively. And Destiny Harden has done a great job. She's going to take a break right now.
Marshall averages just over 14 points per game, and that is 9th in the ACC. Jaldi Tabdi, double teamed. There was a walk and a turnover. Number 8 in the half for Miami.
When the ball goes inside as a perimeter player, you have to move, relocate on the outside. Don't just throw it in and stand there and watch your post player go to work.
You know, even though Miami lost the regular season meeting, Jaldi Tabdi had 19 points in that home game against Duke. A game high and career high. They try to go backdoor to Volker, and she can't handle the pass.
That was a good cut. Just a pass was just out of her reach.
So Williams will walk it up past the women's tournament logo here in Greensboro. 22nd time in the last 23 years to be here at the Greensboro Coliseum for this incredible event, celebrating 45 years. Long range 3 rattles in, and it's Jaldi Tabdi.
It's nice to have 6'4" who can pick and pop. Set call by Katie Meyer. Nice delivery.
She shoots about 26% from 3. Just made her 16th of the season, so she can't hit that 3. And she rattled that one home. Right after we mentioned she'd scored 19 against Duke in the regular season. That one goes out of bounds, and the officials award the basketball to Duke.
Watch the execution by Miami. Here comes the screen. And when you come off the screen, this is who you're reading if you're Ariavats. And watch the footwork of Jaldi Tabdi. Gets outside the 3-point line. So Carla Ariavats knows that she's drawn the help, and she throws the pitch back pass into the hands of a 3-point shooter.
So Miami gets the ball back. Jaldi Tabdi is the graduate student from Paris, France. Spent 3 years in the Syracuse program. Her first year with the Canes, and that 3-pointer, the second made 3 on 8 tries for Miami in the game. Williams has the other one. She's 1 of 4 on 3s. Ariavets, high arcing shot. Scrap for the loose ball. Foul was called. Looks like it's going to be on Duke.
Yeah, there was a shove, and Jaldi Tabdi went flying out of bounds. It's going to be Miami's ball into the basket.
They gave it to Jade Williams, who goes to the Duke bench, her first personal foul. Williams has not scored in the game, 0 for 4 from the floor. Goodchild's coming out too. See her go to the bench.
Running a flex cut.
Marshall. Gray with a regroup with 10 on the shot clock. 1:45 to go in the quarter. Jaldi Tabdi again did not get the desired result. Balagoon pulls up baseline.
Really nice push by Celeste Taylor. That's why you run the floor hard and you run it wide.
It's 5 points for Balagoon. Gray, little bit of daylight, hits the shot.
Coming off that ball screen, looking to score.
Blue Devils have led by as many as 9. 4-point lead with less than a minute to play. Taylor from the wing.
Well, Celeste Taylor really feeling it. You can see why she was a McDonald's High School All-American. Playing like it here in the first half for Duke.
First points of the second quarter for Taylor, who had 10 in the first quarter. .35 seconds on the game clock. Gray trying to work it in deep end, does so. 6 points for her.
Duke will hold for the last one here. Cheyenne Day Wilson, I wouldn't let her catch it.
Miami had a 3-point lead very early in our first quarter. It's been Duke most of the way. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 7. Day Wilson drawing the defenders. Quick pass looking for Rockenbody James, and they cannot collaborate. Turnover number 10 for the Blue Devils. 1.9. Got to rush it up if you're the Canes. Give it a shot maybe. They won't. 31-27. 12 points from Celeste Taylor to lead all scorers. The only player to get to double digits in that first half. Gray led the way with 6 for Miami. Harden had 5. 20 minutes done. Game 3, day 2 at the tournament. Met twice during the regular season, and Georgia Tech won them both.
Georgia Tech's not even going to let her get 10 threes.
Attempts.
10-3, yeah, attempts.
Here we go, third quarter. So glad that you're with us as we crank up the second half. Miami and Duke. Tom Wormy, Debbie Antonelli, Tabitha Turner-Wilkins, and our outstanding production crew. And there is Kelsey Marshall slipping in behind the defense.
That's the Iverson cut, and good wheel action is terrific.
First points of the first half. First points of the second half. Kelsey Marshall. Taylor, the kick. Day Wilson. Fight on the weak side. Rockenbody James.
11 offensive rebounds for Duke.
Harden pulls that one down. Marshall. Waiting for Marshall to unleash her 3-point shooting attack as well. That's a traveling violation against Williams.
Watch Kelsey Marshall accelerate off this screening action. She's over here, and there's going to be a screen here, and she's just going to whip right around to the bucket. It's a very well executed, well designed play.
Marshall can also hit the long ball. How about 313 career threes, a school record at Miami. And Harden again, a disruptive defensive force. All the way up ahead, and the pass is picked off. Day Wilson. Into overdrive, cups it, puts it up on the rim and gets fouled. You saw it, Debbie, right? Come on.
Oh, I saw it.
Going for style points.
Well, she didn't want anybody to tip it out of her hands or stop her from getting inside. This is just a good play right here. Rim body ball is what I call that, Tom.
So Day Wilson to the free throw line. And now 3 for 3 from the stripe in the game. We're looking at the freshman of the year in the ACC.
Who has an incredible will to win.
Rockenbody James off the miss.
Another offensive rebound.
Lexi Gordon rattled out of bounds. That's going to be Miami basketball.
Duke plus 10 on the glass.
Here we go.
21st all-time meeting between the teams. Duke has the 16-4 lead. And the Blue Devils won 3 of the last 5 meetings between the teams. That's Harden Got it from Marshall, couldn't finish. Body James got it after Celeste Taylor went flying into camera row.
I mean, it's a downhill effort by Duke offensively. They're doing a terrific job of looking to attack, getting out on the break, pushing for numbers.
Area vets picked up the foul for Miami. Second on her. So Gray has come into the lineup. Area vets leaves. Body James at the free throw line. First attempts of the evening for her. Just 55% of the season from the line for Body James. Pendande came down with a rebound. Miami hanging around. 32-29, inside of 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gray with a crafty dribble, trying to work off the screen. Pendande was double teamed quickly by Balagoon and Body James. Miami basketball.
There's a chance to execute without having to think. Just run the set.
Shot clock to 5. Deflected. Balagoon might have got a piece of that one.
Took her a long time to load it up, but she steals it right back.
Jay Wilson was trying to recover and stepped aside.
Nice Euro. Actually, that was more like a hesitation.
5 points for the Euro hesitation. Removed by Williams. Jay Wilson rarely hesitates.
They like this action right here because they get Miami having to switch.
Shot clock at 5. Pass inside quarters, out of bounds. Canes basketball.
That execution right there, the acceleration through that set is really good. This is Williams making a defensive play. 1-2, bucket.
She's got 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting after that layup. Canes trailing by 1.
A good change of pace by Nakia Gray.
Lexi Gordon was defending for Duke.
Just a little hesitation. Gray's so good at playing the hips and shoulders game right there. Gets her hips, attacks the hip, gets her shoulders past the hips.
Second foul on Gordon.
You got a hips and shoulders game too, Tommy, but it's not on
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to throw anything out of joint here. Gray at the free throw line.
She's played well off the bench, like you'd expect a senior to come to the ACC tournament and do.
Miami as a team during the regular season, 68% from the line. That was 11th in the ACC. 1 of 2.
Miami will pick up in some full court pressure here.
Now the free throw does tie us at 32. Canes' last lead as De Jesus comes in for Duke was midway through the first quarter, 8-5. That was the last lead as Day Wilson will go to the bench for Duke. 9 points for Day Wilson. Taylor leads the way with 12.
Well, this could be another pick right here for Wilson. She's sizing it up.
Miami has chipped away at that 4-point halftime lead for the Blue Devils. Jade Williams slings that one across Taylor. Out of the corner, Taylor.
Put that on your highlight reel, Celeste Taylor. Nice ball fake.
Marshall, there's an offensive foul called. Pendande is going to pick it up despite her disbelief.
Watch this little shake and shimmy. You know, that last dribble, Tommy, gets you into the elevation on your jump shot. You got to pound it.
Breakdown for Taylor.
That's a tough call right there to go against Miami.
Came storming out of the gates in that first quarter with 10 points. Got to double digits yesterday against Pitt with 11. Williams on the block. Celeste Taylor held her ground. Harden accelerating. Celeste Taylor thought about the three.
Oh, that's her spot.
Ooh.
The trail triple.
She's already hit one of those in the game. She can make that three-point shot. Gray. Williams the clearance. We said it yesterday twice, Debbie. We thought those two games yesterday would go right down to the wire, and they did. We're on the same track again with Duke and Miami. After Duke went to Coral Gables during the regular season and defeated the Canes. Volker three ball. Duke now 4 of 14.
They were 4 for 4 to start the game. They're 0 for their last 14 threes.
They were 4 of 6 in the first quarter. And 0 for 5 in the second quarter. Conversely, Miami is 2 of 11 as Mbundu comes back in. She was part of the senior day activities in Coral Gables last Sunday. Emotional no matter where you go as far as the seniors being honored. Kelsey Marshall part of that group as well.
I personally don't like calling games on senior day.
I love it.
It's emotional.
It is, and you know how
if you follow these kids, right? We've been following them for 4 years, or most of them, unless they've transferred in.
So the Blue Devils, strong in the first quarter, still looking for the range. Beyond those first 10 minutes, they've got the basketball.
I apologize, my math was off. They're 0 for 10 in their last 3, not 0 for 14. They
Hey, that's
their
all right.
first 4.
I know what you were talking about.
You know what?
We got it.
I like that kind of math, though, when you're talking the threes.
Day Wilson. Not so sure she was square to the bucket on the shot attempt. Area Vets.
Area Betts is the only player on the Miami roster with a positive assist-turnover ratio.
Celeste Taylor lost the handle. Jay Wilson.
You gotta stay low when you catch that ball.
Jay Wilson ran right into Celeste Taylor in the lane. 2-point game, Devils and Canes.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas.
Not a fight, or not to have a fight, should I say, but it is. She's emphasized moving the ball and going inside to the post and in transition. Guys.
Well, Jobdi Taldi's a great option inside. I mean, she gets deep penetration, and if you don't guard her right, she'll pop out to the three-point line. You know, Coach Meyer is a great student of the game. She's an incredible study as well. And her kids understand time and score.
Jay Wilson is now 3 of 6 from the free throw line.
We know that about Coach Meyer because she's been in the league for so long. And when you get to watch film with her, you get to be in practice. It's always a great learning experience.
She has 320 wins as the head coach of the Canes, and she's closing in on 400 career victories in her 21st year as a head coach. Shot clock down to 2. Area Vets.
What a play by Carla. Smart. Good time and score, exactly what I was talking about. 1 second on the shot clock, and she puts a bucket in.
5 points for Area Vets. Tied at 34. Late in the third.
Yeah, smart. See, that's where Cheyenne Day Wilson makes a great play because Mila Goodchild is the best three-point shooter. She's wide open in the corner.
She's got 6. Buns up, shots up for Mila Goodchild.
Kelsey Marshall working so hard to catch.
Duke has now made 5 three-pointers in the game after the Goodchild 3.
Good roll.
And Bundu to the rim.
Icing ball screens. Kelsey Marshall reads it perfectly, draws 2, and a good roll down the rim, the lane line.
First bucket for Mbundu. Averages about 3.5 points per game during the course of the regular season. Trying to cut off De Jesus. stays with it. Around area vets. Tapped around, out of bounds. Blue Devil basketball.
Watch Carla Ariavats doing a nice job. Gets the switch, takes the big to the hole, 1 on the shot clock, good recognition. And then on the other side, this is just a good pass by Cheyenne Wilson. To the corner to Mila Goodchild, who's wide open. See, that's what happens when you get the ball to the paint. You get a piece of the paint, the defense pinches, then it's hard to get back out and close out. You got to come with a long closeout on Mila Goodchild.
2 3-pointers in the game for her. Duke on the offensive glass, 14 boards to just 3 for Miami on the offensive glass. Volker almost had another one. Kelsey Marshall bumped going up the floor. Marshall's got 5 points. That'll be on Volker, her first. So she comes out of the game for Duke. Balogun is in there, number 4. 2:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. Virginia Tech and Florida State advancing in our early games. That's Marshall right in front of her own bench, and it's a 3-ball.
That's a big 3. Again, draws 2. Good recognition. Recognizing the matchups. One of the keys to the game for Miami.
73rd made 3 of the season and her first of the game for Kelsey Marshall.
Oh, doing a good job of blowing all that action up right there, Tom.
Williams.
To travel. Miami's got some momentum. Jabdi Taldi draws 2. Marshall wide open, deep corner triple.
First lead for the Canes since the 1st quarter. Thanks to Marshall and the money ball from right in front of her own bench in the hot corner.
I mean, neither one of these teams has shown the ability to really separate. I mean, early on, Miami had a double-digit lead. Largest lead was 9.
Williams on the baseline. 44% as a team shooting for Miami. This is Marshall. It pops out. Intercepted Mbundu.
Balogun threw it right to her.
$15 turnovers in the game for Duke. Kelsey Marshall on Goodchild. Mbundu hoists it over top of backboard and back to Duke with 57.3 seconds on the clock. Katie Meyer, the Duke grad. 1990 All-American as a player for Duke. And now coaching against them for the 2nd time in the ACC tournament. Duke beat Miami in the semis back in 2017 and then lost to Notre Dame in the finals. Balogun trying to get by Mbundu. That bounces out. Taken back by Taylor. Right to the rim. Back to Goodchild. About a 7-second difference, game and shot, which is now down to 10. Miami's come back to take the lead. Balogun wants to take it right back, and she will. 3-pointer, Balogun, and she's got 8. Marshall right before the horn. And the Blue Devils will go to the 4th with a 1-point lead. Balogun knocking down a 3-ball.
Balogun doing a nice job off the flare screen, getting her feet set. Nice pitch by DeJesus. 1-point lead for Duke.
Been getting a lot of calls like this lately. The Zebra compares the top insurance companies, so you could save over 900.
He got 16 offensive rebounds.
That three-pointer by Balogun right at the end of the third quarter. Sixth made three of the game for Duke. They have the first possession of the final quarter and up by 1. Jesus, the entry. Pendande James around her defender. Everything but the finish. Trying to stay in bounds and she can't do it. Let's check in with Tabitha.
Thanks, Tom. Well, Katie Meyer told her squad during that timeout that defense will win this quarter. We're down 15 on the glass. We're getting stopped, so we got to grab the rebound. She said whenever the ball is on the ground, Miami's got to have it. We've got to hustle and have those loose balls. Guys.
Got to make some winning plays late.
And the winner of this game will advance to take on Louisville tomorrow. Miss in tight. Pendande James with a rebound.
What a traffic rebound.
Gordon.
Boy, Duke is really crashing hard. You got to be able to score on the other end. You're sending 2 or 3 to the glass.
Near turnover. Harden was able to grab it. Then there was contact. And a foul coming up against Duke. Jesus picks up the foul. That's number 4 on her with 9:07 to go in the fourth. Expect to see Day Wilson come into the game at this point, and she will. 9 points for Day Wilson. Jesus leads. Day Wilson 3 of 10 from the floor. She's missed all 3 of her three-point attempts. And just 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Back into the lineup for Duke and Kara Lawson.
There's that Iverson cut again. They've been able to get Kelsey Marshall off on that a couple of times.
Area Vets, open jumper.
Nice. Good job rejecting the screen. The one thing that Carla does really well is she pulls up for that mid-range jump shot. She never over-penetrates.
She's got 7 points. That's right on her season average of 6.9. Day Wilson surrounded by 3 defenders. Now is able to get the shot away and fouled as Williams was defending her.
Watch this decision right here. Here comes the ball screen and she rejects it. She goes the other way because that's where the space is. She can get into the rhythm of her jump shot.
So we just mentioned that Day Wilson just 3 of 6 from the free throw line. 68% from the line during the season. It's more like it for Day Wilson. She has tied the game for the moment. Looks like we're going to go back and forth in this fourth quarter, Debbie, as we did in the latter stages of the third.
Yeah, I'd expect it. This looks like it's headed for an extra 5 minutes the way it's been going.
Well, how about the games we had yesterday? Duke and Pitt, that was a 3-point game, and Pitt had a chance at the very end with a jumper to potentially tie. And then Wake defeated Virginia 61-53. That was close throughout. Wake with a come from behind win. Taylor.
Bounce pass is too slow. Good play by Taylor. Great anticipation.
She's up to 16 points now. Kelsey Marshall.
I think that's a good timeout by Coach Meyer. Her team not sure. They're a little hesitant. Call the timeout. Make sure you get everybody back on the same page. Anticipation, jump into passing lane. Celeste Taylor with an easy 2.
Serving.
Star to watch. Celeste Taylor, number 0, doing a nice job of showing the balance in her offensive game. Knocking down open shots, relocating on a perimeter. Showing a fake, separation off the bounce. And then the anticipation with a steal score mentality.
She is our Hardy star to watch, as Debbie mentioned. She had 10 points in the first quarter, and she continues the scoring onslaught, leading the way for the Blue Devils. Trying to make it to the next round. And Louisville is waiting for the winner of this game. Duke, the number 10 seed, with a win yesterday against Pitt. Taylor also had double digits in that game with 11. Kelsey Marshall, 8 points for Miami on 3 of 10 shooting. She does have a three-pointer. 7:55 to go in the fourth, and you just get the feeling we're going right down to the wire between these two programs. The symmetry involved with Katie Meyer playing her collegiate basketball at Duke, and now coaching Miami. Williams hits it. Williams with 7. It's a 1-point game.
That's double dribble. Exactly. Good call by the official. She lost the handle, I thought, by herself without it getting tapped out of her hands.
Kara Lawson looking for an explanation on that call.
Well, first of all, Kara Lawson was a point guard. She knows her point guard shouldn't pick up the ball across midcourt.
You mean the 4-time All-SEC point guard at Tennessee?
She just lost it, and then she dribbled it again.
Kara Lawson played in the Final Four 3 times. He scored almost 2,000 points in her career. There's Harden hanging and scoring.
Destiny Harden was not healthy all season, and boy, when she's healthy, she is so good. A 1-point Miami lead.
Our 6th lead change. We've been tied 6 times as well. And it's Harden on the glass.
Well, I don't like that shot selection by Duke when they're having success going inside or getting a piece of the paint. You can get that shot later in the shot clock.
Blue Devils at 33% shooting as a team. Harden.
I think Harden should have put that on the deck. 1 bounce to the rim.
Jay Wilson. Several bounces. Jay Wilson.
Is that an offensive foul?
Pushed off. Nobody's moving.
Look at Harden creating a little separation. Drive the defender back, and then you pull it back.
Foul was on Williams. We go to Tabitha.
Well, guys, I just wanted to chime in on Destiny Harden. I've had quite a few Miami games this season, and Destiny Harden has been the X factor for Miami. She was injured earlier in the season, and it took her a minute to get her legs up under her. But as soon as she got rolling, it coincided with Miami's roll and their win streak at the end of the season. And most teams prep for Destiny Harden because they know that she can get going at any time.
Well,
guys,
she's got versatility, Tabitha. She can go inside out. She's good in the mid-range. She can post up. She reads the game well.
Missed the first 11 games of the season with a lower body injury. Graduate student from Chicago, Illinois, Destiny Harden. And as Tabitha mentioned, Miami finished the season winning 5 of its last 6, and there was a 4-game winning streak in that as well. Gray got out of trouble. Shot clock's at 7 for Marshall. Steps back. Now 6 minutes to go in regulation. Balogun, that's her shot.
There's no excuse for Miami to not be organized. They didn't send anybody to the offensive glass. They get back. You got to match up.
10 points for Balogun. 7th lead change. Duke by 1. Gray trying to get by Williams.
You get continuation on that? I don't think they counted it.
The Miami bench is counting it.
When you sprint back, you're supposed to go back, protect the paint. First thing you got to do is protect the rim, and then you got to stop the ball. Nobody matched up, no communication right there. That's a tough one for Miami to give up.
Balogun is 4 of 8 from the floor, one of 3 Duke players in the double digits, led by Taylor with 16. Miami still looking for its first player to get to double figures, but right in this one, just a 1-point game, 5.5 minutes to go in our 4th quarter. Harden.
Good shot, Coach.
Hits it.
Big bucket. And you get a high five from the coach on your way by.
9 points for Harden on 4 of 10 shooting. And 7 rebounds as well. And that's a game high on the boards for Harden. Another lead change. Make it 8. Taylor, shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. Gray trying to run. They've got the numerical advantage. Drops it off to the trailer. Pendande for Miami.
That's the way you tilt the floor. The floor is tilted to Miami. On the way down, they're running so hard. This is Destiny Harden. What a great show fake, and then off the bounce. Good leave off for Mbondu. And one opportunity when we come back.
I'm Mark, and I live in Vero Beach, Florida. My wife and I have 3 children. Ruth Ann and I like to hike. We eat healthy.
Destiny Harden brings another bucket. Ball reversal, attack the closeout. Bucket. And then in transition, we're getting ready to shoot this free throw. This is an and one. Miami with a 3-point lead with another chance at the free throw line.
And if the free throw goes in, it's their largest lead of the game. Pendande at the free throw line. That was our Coyote Tractor turning point in the 4th quarter. Destiny Harden, what a performance in Miami's first game of the tournament. Is our number 7 seed against Duke, the number 10 seed, which defeated Pitt yesterday.
9 points, 7 rebounds for Destiny. Leads the team in both categories right now. Miami has tremendous balance. 6 different players have 6 or more points. And you know what? That's the way they roll this season, because they have 6 players that average 7+ points on the season.
Miami 6 of 10 from the line as a team. Pendande's 0 for 1. Now she's 1 for 2. Largest lead at 4, 50-46. Miami in front, and 4:40 to go in regulation in the Greensboro Coliseum, day 2 of the ACC Women's Tournament. Shot clock at 7. Williams. Good child. Trying to drop it to Williams. It was knocked away.
Good help by Harden from the weak side.
Marshall brings it up.
If Mila Goodchild didn't get on her right at midcourt, that was a 2-point bucket inside for Mbondu.
This is Mbondu against a couple of defenders. Couldn't be stopped. Nine points Mbondu.
Mbondu really running the floor hard in this matchup with Jade Williams.
Pendande had that last bucket. Pendande.
Oh, excuse me.
Yep, 21. Jay Wilson, a lot of dribbling, offensive foul.
Now Pendande's drawing a foul inside on Jade Williams.
That's her 3rd.
My bad, number 21, Lola Pendande. Watch the post up right here. 2 hard dribbles to the midline. Back to that right shoulder.
It's just determination and toughness from Lola Pendande.
Oh, good play right there. Elizabeth Balagoon knew she was driving right and jumped to that right hand. Good set by Coach Meyer. Destiny Harden catches it on the nail. She's been terrific off the bounce. Now it's going to be about free throws for Miami.
Harden is 1 for 1 from the line in the game and 9 points. Pendande with 9. Marshall's got 8. Marshall, their leading scorer on the season. Harden's done it on the boards as well with 7 rebounds. Somebody James has 8 to lead everybody for Duke.
What a game by Destiny Harden. 6-foot senior playing like a senior. That's what happens when you come to the ACC tournament. Sometimes the seniors are the ones that shine the brightest.
That's Mbundu on the bench, and her team has gone on a 9-0 run. All of a sudden, this fourth quarter belongs to Miami.
After Duke had not turned it over much in the third quarter, they've turned it over 4 times in the last 4:50.
Taylor for 3.
That's a big triple, and a great setup by Cheyenne Day-Wilson.
19 points for Taylor. 5-point game with 2:46 and rolling. Harden was online but too strong. Two and a half minutes to go now. Day-Wilson down the lane, knocked away. Pendande. Marshall saved it in the corner.
Pendande is playing both sides. She's running hard, getting great position. Now she's defending the rim. Gotta be careful here if you're Gray. Switch.
Duke got a 1-point lead at the end of the third quarter. Now it's Gray, comes up short. And down to the attempted save. Duke wants to run. Balagoon missed it. Second effort is good. Balagoon. 12 points for her and a 3-point game.
Miami trying to take some time here, and I think they've gotten a little less aggressive.
Shot clock's at 10. Harden, the bounce pass entry. Pendande traveled back to Duke. Chance to tie with a 3.
Last night, at this moment in the game, it was Cheyenne Day-Wilson for Coach Lawson. You gotta believe number 30's making the shots here. They're gonna flatten it out low. They're probably gonna come with a late ball screen here.
She hit a critical 3-pointer against Pitt from the right side.
It's right here, Tommy. There it is.
Trying the left side this time. Volker's into the game, 13 in blue. Day-Wilson launches it. Pendande high for the board. This is Taylor who's down. Pendande helps her to her feet.
Now, who's the shooter here? Is the shooter Marshall or is the shooter Pendande?
Celeste Taylor picked up her 3rd personal.
Well, if I'm Kelsey Marshall, I'm walking to the free throw line.
She's already there.
Yeah, get there. You're a 74% free throw shooter.
Already there. 1 of 2 on the night, and 8 points, Kelsey Marshall. She is 71% on the season at the line for Miami.
I think Jalea Williams, excuse me, is going to be on Wilson. And I would try not to let her catch. See, the officials are going to go. See, that's what I was wondering, who the shooter was. And I think they're going to go over there and take a look at it.
Well, Marshall's already made 1 that is up on the board.
Well,
whether it stays there.
We're going to make sure we have the correct shooter.
Yeah, this is a correctable error.
Final 2 minutes of regulation, official review.
I think the foul was committed on the screen. So I think Pendande.
So you're saying 21 in white.
Yeah, I think 21 is supposed to be at the free throw line.
That's who Taylor ran into for sure.
It's a correctable.
Confirm the shooter is white 20.
Ooh.
That was fast.
Yeah, well, okay.
She's already made 1 during this trip.
You don't want to go to the trouble to take point off the board right here in this situation. Yeah, I think Kelsey Marshall.
Okay, 1 shot, everyone.
1 more shot for Marshall. And now.
Well, they can't advance the ball because she was dribbling it. Did they call timeout before she dribbled it? Wait, let's see. What's the officials say here?
They definitely inbounded the ball.
And she dribbled, and then the whistle blew.
There was 1:01 on the clock when they inbounded it. Then they all looked over at Coach Lawson after they did so, and the dribble, and the timeout was called.
Yeah, then you can't advance the ball. I think you'd have to burn another timeout to advance the ball right there. I think we didn't have the clock in that replay, but there's 58 on the game clock now.
Only 3 seconds came off the clock after the inbounds. It was 1:01 when they inbounded it.
Yeah, so you can't advance the ball there.
I mean, both teams have 3 timeouts to work with, should they so choose.
I would like to use the full court in this situation if I'm Carol Lawson, because I want to get Cheyenne Day-Wilson heading downhill. Now, if Duke's going to extend, or Miami's going to extend their pressure right here, you better make sure you keep them in front. You can't let them get numbers on the backside.
Balagoon will put it in play.
Cannot run the baseline. This is spot throw in.
Day-Wilson. Precious seconds ticking away. The winner gets Louisville tomorrow. Day-Wilson.
I mean, she came off of 3 screens before she drew a foul on Pendande.
So Pendande has her 3rd personal.
I mean, Katie Meyer's ball screen defense most of the game has been drop coverage, so you got to be able to drop coverage and keep her in front.
So Duke has utilized another timeout.
Miami does have 1 more foul to give.
And it's just a 5-point game, so a lot of strategy going on here in the last 45 seconds. Blue Devils won a close game yesterday against Pitt. Here we are in a similar situation. They're trying to advance. The winner takes on Louisville, but we've got a long way to go in this one, Debbie.
I mean, I like Cheyenne Day-Wilson. She made the plays last night against Pitt. I think they got to play with her with the ball in her hands and trust that she can make the right read. And Miami has done a good job of keeping her in front for most of the game. But with her being the inbounder here, don't be surprised to see her get it right back.
Duke has also made 7 3-pointers in the game as well on 20 tries. So we'll see how they elect to try to chop into this lead. Good child deflected by Ariavets. It came right to Balagoon. She missed the shot. Harden had it for a moment. She ran into Goodchild. Called the traveling violation against Harden, but she's shaken up. What a crazy sequence. Duke had a couple of chances at it.
It is physical on the glass right now. He runs into Goodchild. Looks like she just runs into her. Maybe her hand got her. But that's the. That'll be Duke's ball into the basket again. Jade Williams looking to be aggressive off the bounce. Yeah, you got to know she's going to get that back.
Knocked around. Taken by Harden again. Held ball, the arrow favors Miami. So Day-Wilson trying to 3 out of the corner.
Okay, so you got a foul if you're Duke. You go for a steal. You have no fouls to give. You got to go for a hard trap and a steal, and then you got a foul right away. And I want Kelsey Marshall, who's going to inbound the ball, to get it right back. She's the best free throw shooter on the floor for Miami.
Canes have won a tournament game since 2019 as Ariavets brings it up. Taylor on her hip. 4th on Taylor. Miami's 11 of 15 from the line as a team in the game. Ariavets is 1 of 2. She will step to the free throw line.
You can make this a 3-possession game if you can make both these free throws. And I'm going to tell you again, I always say it at this point in the game, I really miss the 1-and-1.
22.2 seconds remaining.
No threes. If you're Miami, you switch on everything.
Clutch free throws from Ariavets.
Timeout to advance the ball by Duke.
1 timeout for Duke and 3 for Miami. Destiny Harden, 11 points and 9 boards.
This is the way you play when you're a senior and you're trying to survive in advance. Harden has been fantastic. 4 for 11 from the floor. She's made all her free throws. 9 rebounds to go with 11 points. And Katie Meyer was dialing up her number late because she can do this. Rotating inside to help on defense as well.
So the lead right now is 7. Miami's led by as many as 8 in the second half. After trailing by 4 at halftime, 31-27. And again, the winner advances to the quarterfinals to take on the number 2 seed Louisville. That starts our evening session tomorrow, and you can see that Virginia Tech and Florida State have already advanced in the top half of the bracket. Georgia Tech and Wake to follow, and the winner gets Notre Dame in that one. Still the issue to be decided with 22 seconds to go and a 7-point game, Duke and Miami.
So a 3-point loss to Louisville by Miami in the earlier part of the season. So, and Miami still with a foul to give. If you're going to give it, you got to give it outside the scoring area.
Poked away by Williams. Miami also defeated its rival Florida State, which has already advanced today twice this season.
Well, point 3 has to come off the clock.
Day Wilson down the lane. And
I thought they tried to foul before she was in her scoring. They're going to call that a shooting foul.
So Williams picks up her 4th.
See, watch this right here. I think the foul is right there. That's a foul. She's not in the act of shooting there. That's the last foul for Miami, though. If they had 1 to give, that's why that's important.
Six of 9 from the free throw line. Day Wilson. Twelve points in the game. Has struggled from the floor though. 3 of 13. 2 big free throws. And a timeout taken by Miami. 18.8 on the game clock. So Miami up by 5. Trying to advance after losing in the second round to Virginia Tech a season ago. Duke could try for a steal and then foul, or just foul immediately.
Well, they don't have that much time, so I think you got to be aggressive in going to get a steal and foul. Miami, you have to meet the pass. You got to cut hard. You got to screen hard. And you have Kelsey Marshall as your inbounder because that's who you trust the most.
Advance of the ball, Marshall on the inbounds. Got it right back. Bounce pass. Pendande rolls off, but she has free throw attempts upcoming.
I mean, you'd rather have the time than the points. However, she caught it in the scoring area right under the basket, so you had to take that shot.
Hockenbody James picked up her 2nd personal.
The post play for Miami has been solid tonight. And they have survived so far, being out-rebounded by 13 by Duke.
That's now 10 points for Pendande.
This one right here can make it 3 possessions.
And it falls, soft bounce in the Greensboro Coliseum. And the Canes are sensing victory with 15 seconds to go and leading by 7.
Duke has 1 timeout left, but they elect not to use it.
What a 4th quarter by the Canes. Day Wilson needs to hurry. Volker lays it in, 7.4 seconds. Immediate foul, Taylor. That is going to be her 5th foul. for Taylor.
I was surprised Coach Meyer didn't burn a timeout there just to get the ball out of the Duke scoring area in case you turned it over.
So Taylor's going to lead with 19 points, leading scorer in our game. 8 of 15 from the floor and 3 3-point baskets. Also 5 rebounds and a couple of assists, but it's going to be Yvette at the free throw line for Miami. 9 points for her and 3 of 4 from the stripe. Three Miami players to double digits with 6.4 seconds to go. 5-point game. Yvette's 10 points. One more timeout for Duke, and they will utilize it. Katie Meyer and the Canes perhaps 6.4 seconds away from the quarterfinals against Louisville, trying to eliminate Duke. The number 10 seed in our tournament. Miami, the number 7 seed.
Avenging an early season loss to Duke at home. Terrific game planning by Katie Meyer's team, and after Duke made their first 4 threes, they really struggled shooting it after that. Just 3 for 18 after the fact.
And you can see the emotion setting in for Celeste Taylor, who led everybody with her 19 points, but she has fouled out. And realizing the numbers might not add up for the Blue Devils. They're out of timeouts, 6.4 seconds. Balagoon for 3. Got a drop. Akambadi James got it back. That was knocked away by Harden. And an attempt inside from, like Day Wilson was in there. Show inbounds. There's only 0.1 on the clock. Not even enough time for a shot. Miami moving on with a big fourth quarter, 61-55, the final count, and it's all smiles for the Canes on to the quarterfinals. They trailed by a point going into the fourth quarter. Destiny Harden, a big reason why Miami's moving on with 11 points and 9 boards.